Hey, I'm Miss Cochran and I teach science here at Pelham High School. I'm in my 16th year teaching, 15 years at Pelham, and I coached for about 14 years, and then I gave it up in 2018 to have a baby, and now she's 2. So I'm gonna talk about the question that says, the story that your family would tell about you. So I have to pick a story that is not embarrassing, and the only one I can think of is the time I legitimately almost died, like really almost died. I don't have very many memories of it because it was when I was 3, so I had to ask my mom about it, and I've heard stories about it throughout my life. I have a couple of vague memories, but not much. So when I was 3, I got tonsillitis, and apparently it escalated quickly because my fever got really, really high, and they took me to the pediatrician in Camilla. I won't name any names, and they gave me penicillin. Well, first I think they put me in an ice bath to try to get my temperature down because it was so high, and then they had to do antibiotics, so they gave me oral penicillin at first, and that didn't help. Things just quickly escalated, and then they decided to put the penicillin in an IV, which went into my veins, and then things really escalated quickly. And what happened was I had basically like a serum sickness or a serum-like sickness from penicillin, an anaphylactic combined, I guess, with like an anaphylactic shock type thing. So I got really, really, really sick, and they didn't know what was happening because at the time they didn't know I was deathly allergic to penicillin. So I was transported to the Children's Hospital in Columbus, and I hope I'm telling the story right. If my mama sees this, she might tell me I told it all wrong. So I was sent there, and then I think by the time I got there, I was in a comatose state. So I was in a coma for 3 days, and I think during those 3 days, they did like a spinal tap and all this other stuff trying to figure out what's going on. They like had their little hazmat suits around me because they thought I was contagious. They didn't know what was going on. And it was just a severe reaction to penicillin. So anyways, you have after effects from that. So I was in a coma for all these days. I think it was three or 5, somewhere in that range. And then once I came out of the coma and started getting better, they realized that I couldn't walk. Something with the reaction in my joints. So I couldn't walk for 3 months. After that, I remember the memories that I have, I remember being wheeled out in a wheelchair to the playground at the Children's Hospital. That's really the only memory that I had. But that's the story that I can tell. Well, the one that's not embarrassing anyways, just kind of traumatic. And now having a child, I'm like, the fear that my mom went through and my daddy and my grandparents, I just can't imagine being in that position. And that's it.